deep sense of disillusionment. The judiciary stands as the ultimate protector of justice in our constitutional framework, and even the slightest suggestion of impropriety at the highest levels are inevitably shaking public confidence. However, I would say that in such moments, it is very imperative for us to exercise restraint and place trust in the established legal process. The judiciary has time and again demonstrated its ability to address internal challenges with independence and resolve. In this particular instance, this Honorable Supreme Court Collegium is already conducting a rigorous and impartial inquiry into the matter. The transparency of this process is unprecedented. See, every development and relevant detail is being made publicly available, right, through the official website of the Supreme Court. So this ensures that the scrutiny is open and fair. So this alone, I would say that it's a testament to the judiciary's commitment to upholding its own integrity. Having said that, I believe that maintaining faith in the judiciary does not necessitate complacency. If any wrongdoing is indeed established, it must be met with the full force of the law. Transparency and accountability are the cornerstones of judicial credibility, and any lapse must be scrutinized with the seriousness it warrants. However, we must guard against any premature conclusions or trial by media, which can undermine due process and erode institutional trust. I also agree that public frustration in such circumstances is understandable. It is very disheartening when institutions that command trust come under scrutiny.
Okay, but let me stop you there. I understand that you're a part of the perception, but had this not been reported in a daily broadsheet on Friday morning, would we have ever known?
See, I understand that. However, the true
but that's the truth, right? It came out in the media. It got published, and it was no official person from the police or the judiciary or government, nobody made a statement that something like this had happened on the 14th night until it was published on the 21st. Now I understand due process, but had this been any other citizen of the country, they would have gone straight into custodial interrogation.
See, to that I would simply say that no system whatsoever, no system, no matter how venerable, is immune to challenges, right? The true measure, I would again say that the true measure of an institution's strength lies not in the absence of controversy, but in its capacity to address and overcome such challenges with integrity.
Agree.
That is my humble submission.
Yeah, that applies to all of us. That applies to media as well.
Yes,
we face reasonable and relevant criticism on exactly what you mentioned, that you do trial by media, and that's unfair because it's easy to shoot and scoot. Politicians face the same, that they shoot and scoot, hold press conferences, and then 3 years later say nothing. Once in a while, when a defamation suit is filed, then they apologize. But beyond that, it's a shoot and scoot process. But this is literally, I've never seen something like this. And had this been any other citizen, it would have been a problem. But there is a perceptorial problem, and we have to deal with the perceptorial problem because, like it or not, an assumption is now being drawn that this is just the person who got caught or just the person who had an unfortunate incident. Now, it could be a conspiracy, we don't know at this stage. But for people drawing the perception that this is routine, it's an open secret, everybody knows it. Oh, it's only been caught now, what a surprise. That has to be dealt with as well. And I don't know whether the courts have a mechanism to deal with public perception. Perhaps they need to now examine that mechanism. The right decision has been made last night. I cannot state it enough to release everything in the public domain. You do not fight misinformation with lack of information. You fight misinformation with correct information.